battle here in Kitchen Stadium. Today, we have a man who went through hell creating culinary masterpieces under fire for the television program Hell's Kitchen. He currently operates a full-service catering company and is one of the most sought-after caterers in the New York metropolitan area. He's prepared menus for events on luxury yachts in Sag Harbor, private tents at Polo at Bridgehampton, and huge clam bakes in Southampton. The chairman welcomes Chef Ralph Pagano.
Chef Pagano, welcome.
Thank you.
You're no stranger to a little heat in the kitchen, but are you prepared to take on one of the Iron Chefs?
I believe I'm ready for the challenge.
Very good. Which of the Iron Chefs would you like to test yourself against?
Iron Chef Flay.
Excellent choice. So, let the battle begin!
So, it'll be Iron Chef Bobby Flay, world-renowned restaurateur, author, and master of Southwestern cuisine, against Chef Ralph Pagano, a specialist in New American cuisine and one of New York's top caterers, who brings elements of his Italian heritage as well as a variety of Southeast Asian influences to his fare.
But there is one more ingredient to this battle, our secret ingredient, the theme on which our chefs will offer their succulent variations. Today's secret ingredient is
Where's the hooks?
So now, America, with an open heart and an empty stomach, I say unto you in the words of my uncle,
And battle Barramundi is on. And you know, you would think that that's a Latin boy band, but it's not. It's a fish, and it's a fish in the giant perch family, native to the northern coast of Australia. They are fierce and feisty little boogers that are famed for being fighting fish, usually when fishing for them with a line and tackle, but apparently also when using small nets. Bobby Flay giving that one a nice slam into the pot to teach it a lesson. And a good thing he's carrying those in a pot because those spikes on the back are pretty nasty little pieces.
Live ingredients always add a little extra texture to the battle. First you have to catch it, then you have to kill it, then you have to clean it, then you have to fillet it, and then you have the raw ingredient. You know, that's going to take up a lot of the time that you're allotted.
Come here, little fishy.
I understand that these specimens, which are in about the 1.5 to 2 pound range, are actually farmed here in the United States, in the fine state of Massachusetts.
Tired already.
Exhaustion already setting in for the Iron Chef. Meanwhile, it seems that our challenger is being challenged by the livestock. The fish is heading for the door, but is not going to be allowed out.
Come here, boy.
Earlier, Chef Pagano had a chance to give us his take on the competition.
I liken the Iron Chef Kitchen Stadium to full contact cooking. You know, this is it. Cooking under fire and, you know, what can go wrong will go wrong. To be brought on a stage like this is very humbling. To be invited to do so is, you know, today's a pinnacle in my career.
Over on Iron Chef Bobby Flay's side, we can see he's quickly breaking down those fillets. He's got gloves on to get a better grip on that fish. Very slippery little booger.
This is fresh.
And over on the challenger side, it seems that Chef Pagano is trying to reason with the Barramundi.
I told you, what'd I tell you?
Well, the action is hot and heavy here. Let's go down to my good friend on the floor, Kevin Brosh. Kevin, what's going on?
Well, obviously, both chefs have been a bit frustrated or infuriated by today's secret ingredient. We have fish being broken down on both sides. Sous Chef Brian here on Bobby Flay's side of the kitchen is working with some husked tomatillos and some onions. They're about to go into the oven. We have a combination on the challenger side of leeks, carrots, celery, and onions. Bobby Flay broke down one of his barramundi into fillets. He's leaving the other ones for now.
On the challenger's side, Sous Chef Scott has added some bones to the fish fumet. You can see leeks, celery, mushrooms, and onions down there. A fumet is a traditional French fish stock that always includes both meat and bones. Earlier, we saw Chef Pagano cut some large pieces of lemongrass. Those are now going into the fumet, and they'll add, of course, a lemony flavor and an aroma to the soup. You can hear one of the mixers already at work. I can hear it. I just can't see where it is.
I think it's Brian here on Bobby Flay's side. Whole lot of butter. What else do we have going in there, Brian?
So far, just butter. I'm making 2 different butters. One an anchovy butter, one a tarragon butter.
Okay. On the challenger side, we have a combination of yellow miso and sake.
You see Sous Chef Scott down there on his board, still breaking down the barramundi.
He's working on fillets with the skin on and skin off. Ralph
Yeah, I
got
can
to
see
kill
that.
him. Scott gets to break him down.
Teamwork, baby. It's teamwork.
Well, you know, somebody's got to do the glamorous work, I guess. Now, you can see as he's trimming those, he's scoring that outer skin. He's going to be leaving the skin in place once the scales are off. Iron Chef Bobby Flay having an easier time cutting up leeks maybe than those fish. And we can see some leeks already simmering in what I believe is white wine.
Just water right now.
Iron Chef Flay's sous chef Brian has just chopped up some anchovies, and those are now in the mixer with the butter, making an anchovy butter.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you? All right.
Sous chef Neil looks like he's giving a quick blanch to some tomatoes. My mistake, so I thought that was water. They're actually in oil. So he's actually frying the outside of those tomatoes.
Also to that tomato mixture, Neil's working on right now, there's some Pagano peppers.
The Pagano peppers. It's a relatively sweet pepper. Its heat is very tame. Over on the challenger side, somebody's going to cook a can of coconut milk. See, we've got some mangoes, some fingerling potatoes, and a can of coconut milk. I assume they will be opening that can before they cook that stuff.
It's a guarantee.
We've got some fish that has been filleted, has gone into some small casseroles over by the challenger's board.
We're probably not going to see this fish getting cooked for some time yet.
I think I just saw some my ploy go into a pot over there on Ralph's station. That's a sweet chili garlic sauce used a lot in Thai cuisine.
Correct.
It was my ploy. I was right. Gosh,
Circle
darn it.
gets the square.
Now we're looking at tomatillos going into the food processor now, along with some onion. They got a quick roast, so they're going to be making a puree or a soup. Too early to tell at this point, but something's going to get the work put to it. Over on the challenger side, sous chef John has a prep pan. It's got some pineapple, absolutely beautiful Napa cabbage. A lot of vegetation coming out over there. On Iron Chef Bobby Flay's side of the kitchen, lemons being grilled. Some orange is also going down. The challenger is working with some vanilla beans now, using a very, very wide herb and spice palette over in the challenger's kitchen. And he's also added some mirin to that pan with the vanilla beans, mirin being a sweetened form of rice wine.
Alan, those roasted tomatillos are now in the food processor being made into a sauce. He had some rice wine vinegar added to those.
Time.
15 minutes have elapsed.
And we are at the 15-minute mark.
Yo, you guys have the butter out there?
In the door, right side.
It's Butterpalooza over on Iron Chef Bobby Flay's side with anchovy butter currently in the mixer. Also some tomatoes and Pagano peppers being fried, and roasted tomatillos and onions in the food processor. The challenger, Chef Pagano, working with some Southeast Asian ingredients, including yellow miso and sake, as well as a my ploy mixture, some vanilla beans and mirin bubbling away on the cooktop, and a barramundi fumet with lemongrass, leek, celery, mushroom, and onions. The heat is on here in Kitchen Stadium. We will get back to the action when Iron Chef America returns.
This Food Network program brought to you by Kia Motors.
When it comes to luxury SUV commercials, you expect certain things. You expect to see a well-appointed interior with navigation system, rear camera display, widescreen monitor, and maybe even a metaphor for its 10-speaker Infinity sound system. Yes, you'd expect a lot from a luxury SUV commercial, but what you wouldn't expect is this. Introducing the Kia Borrego, a new kind of luxury SUV.
I put an all-points bulletin out there for all you die-hard grillers. Come on over and cook your best dish.
Each week, one lucky fan will live out a culinary fantasy. Grab your tongs and grill it with Bobby Flay. Tomorrow morning at 9, 8 Central on Food Network. Look for your blue Valpak envelope for delicious savings and a chance to win with Bobby Flay.
I told Snapple I love their white tea. It's lighter, has natural antioxidants, and it's decaffeinated. But guys, somebody's got to tell me, what is white tea?
White tea is a baby tea leaf, and why it still has naturally live flavor with pumpkin.
That's it?
That's it.
All natural Snapple white teas, the lightest tasting teas in delicious fruit flavors.
Fiber has never looked better. All natural Benefiber, the first fiber supplement that's tasteless and dissolves completely. It makes taking fiber easier. Benefiber, improve the fiber of your being.
So your college days aren't exactly gourmet days, because let's face it, these aren't big money days, but that's about to change. It's Food Network's Tools for School Sweepstakes. Your chance to win $55,000 to spend on your favorite school tools and gadgets. We were going to give you $50,000, but we thought maybe you could use an extra $5,000 for kitchen tools or, well, food. Go to foodnetwork.com to enter the Tools for School sweepstakes. Brought to you by Quaker Chewy Granola Bars. Every day should be this good.
Switch to the new Swiffer 360 Duster, and you'll never go back to your old duster again.
Baby, come back. You can blame it on me. Baby, come back.
Swiffer 360 Dusters, all-around fibers, get up to twice as much dust as feather dusters, with 50% more fibers than regular Swiffer dusters. 360 Duster, a whole new kind of duster from Swiffer. And to clean and condition your wood, look for Swiffer Dust and Shine.
There's no thank you for the clean laundry, no pat on the back for the rides to practice, and no merci for the report on France that you practically wrote yourself. Then all you do is bake a batch of moist, delicious Duncan Hines brownies, and suddenly your kid becomes the most grateful human being on earth, which is why a Duncan Hines brownie is never just a brownie. Duncan Hines, so moist, so delicious, and so much more.
The Dymo Personal Label Maker. Once you have it, you'll find a million ways to use it. Dymo. The easier, the better.
It's Food Network Nighttime.
First of all, you can't
Hi,
use that
welcome
knife.
back to Kitchen Stadium. This is Iron Chef America Battle Barramundi. So far, Iron Chef Flay has been grilling some citrus. He's filleted some barramundi, and those poached leeks went into the oven. Meanwhile, in the Challenger Chef Pagano's kitchen, they've got some sushi rice out, as well as some enoki and shiitake mushrooms, and the barramundi fumet is bubbling away.
Okay, vanilla mirin's working, rices are working, miso's working, mayple's working, soup is working. Everybody's working.
We've got Chef Pagano on the Challenger side, Iron Chef Bobby Flay on the other side. Two fine chefs, a lot of good food minds here, but we've also got a few up in the judges' box. And to introduce them today, we go to Kevin Brosh.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Konbanwa. Elton, here come the judges. Our first judge is the food and wine specialist on the Emmy Award-winning Queer Eye. He's also the author of the beginner's cookbook, The Food You Want to Eat, Ted Allen. Next, she's been a restaurant critic at New York Magazine for 37 years. She's also the author of the forthcoming book, Insatiable, Tales from a Life of Delicious Excess, the always insatiable Gail Green. And finally, he started out making T-shirts by hand in his parents' New Jersey garage and eventually founded Echo Unlimited in 1993 at the age of 20. He's also been called the king of eclectic cool, Mark Echo.
Thanks, Kevin, and judges. Lots happening here in Kitchen Stadium. Let's see if we can catch up with the Fast and Furious action on the floor.
So Brian, on Bobby Flay's side of Kitchen Stadium, Alton is breaking down two more barramundi.
You know, look at this plastic container that Neil was opening down there, and I'd love to know what he just got out of there.
Sure. Neil, what are those?
Black olives. He's got black olives. I could not see around the pots. Well, as I slowly go downhill in my commentary, I'm going to bail myself out by going up to the judges to see what they think at this point of the battle. And we always go ladies first. And Gail, I just want to say, gosh darn it, I like your hat.
I think if you are a serious restaurant critic, you owe it to yourself not to show your face. And then when I go into a restaurant, I don't wear the hat.
Of course, because then the disguise.
I've seen women in restaurants with the hats on getting incredible service.
Well, let's move off to your right and talk to Ted. Have you ever had barramundi before?
I've had barramundi a couple of times. This illustrates for us what a great blank canvas a piece of fish like this can be, because we're seeing Asian ingredients in mirin, we're seeing classic French ingredients, the compound butters, and of course those punchy tomatoes and peppers of Bobby's. So great canvas for a couple of great artists.
Let's move on down to the other end. Mark, welcome to Iron Chef America, your first time here. Have you, sir, had barramundi?
No, I have not, but I have had friends have mentioned to me, Australians, that's what they use for fish and chips in Australia. So I was hoping to see the fryer being broken out. I don't know if I could lobby one of the chefs. Fish and chips, baby.
Obviously, what Mark is saying is that his votes today are for sale.
Yes,
an easy
exactly.
trade for fish and chips.
That's correct.
Well, thanks very much, judges.
Thanks.
We'll get back to you hopefully later on in the battle. Let's get back down onto the floor. Kevin Brosh, please catch me up on what I've been missing.
Well, on Bobby Flay's side of Kitchen Stadium, the barramundi have been added to his cioppino sauce, while on Ralph Pagano's side, the Challenger, we have some sliced shiitake mushrooms being sautéed. But we got big fire. We have big fire.
Ask and you shall receive.
You notice how people like us always go to the fire? Wherever there's big fire, we're going to make notice of it.
We're cavemen.
Hey, Kevin, you mentioned cioppino over on the Iron Chef side of the kitchen here, and that is a stew, not completely unlike bouillabaisse. It's certainly in that style. And we have a fish down, folks. Repeat, we've got a fish down. I tell you what, turning around. Oh, we've got to see that again. And it looks like sous chef Neil's trying to start a food fight with the Iron Chef.
By the way, did you say go deep? Great moment in Iron Chef history right there.
Looking over on the challenger side, we see Ralph's now taking the zest off of some oranges. So he's working the citrus angle as well. Both these guys have oranges out. Looking on down to sous chefs over on Chef Pagano's side. I'm trying to get a look at what his sous chef Scott has got his hands on down there. Looks like he's peeling some sausage, although I can't identify what kind they are from here. Chorizo. They are chorizo.
This is the yellow miso sake mixture that the challenger right now has got it on ice, cooling it down.
And get a look down into that very distinctive color from that yellow miso. Our chef Bobby Flay breaking down his fish. His sous chef Brian dealing with those mangoes, while sous chef Neil grates some potatoes.
On the challenger side, Alton, we had a mixture of vanilla beans and mirin, and now some mint has just been added to that mixture.
35 minutes, 20 seconds,
35 minutes, halfway there, and nowhere to be seen.
Not quite at the halfway mark here. Chef Pagano's got his stick blender out. I just can't remember which sauce that was.
Mayploy, ginger, scallion, garlic.
Okay, that's the one with the mayploy. We saw him dump that mayploy into the pot earlier, that Thai chili sauce. Our Chef Flay carefully seasoning his fish. On the challenger side, we see a pan being tossed with some garlic, chorizo, and some green onions. The meat's starting to pop in that pan, the chorizo, as it gives up its water content. It gets a little kind of a Mexican jumping bean action happening there.
You can see Bobby Flay has just wrapped up that skin-on filet with some anchovy butter.
He is using a very traditional French method, papillote, in paper, so that fish will be steamed in its own liquids. He's going to be seasoning those and crimping that over to create that pouch. There you can see he's using that classic technique of crimping, moving around the edge, turning that kind of butterfly shape into a half moon with a little twist at the end to keep it secure. Ralph just poured his miso sake mixture over the barramundi fillets and put them into the fridge. So he's doing a little marinating. And the challenger himself doing a little juicing of lemons.
How's that soup?
It's coming, it's coming. There's the fume. The fume is actually at a pretty hard boil, it appears. Potatoes have been added to that chorizo mixture. There's probably those fingerlings that we saw earlier. We see Chef Pagano making very, very thin diagonal slices of those fillets and laying them out in one of his casseroles. So he's kind of doing a layered action there. And I can't tell what Neil is chopping up there. Basil. Okay, it's basil.
Right now, Brian is working on a mango salsa with some red onion in there as well.
30 minutes have elapsed.
Okay, Neil's added that basil that he was chopping to a mixture of, looks like some smashed niçoise olives, that's right, piquillo peppers, which we talked about, oil and vinegar. The challenger quickly dispatching a clove of garlic with a pop and now mincing it down fine with a santuco. And now he's pushing it off into a kind of a paste on his board. You can see him working back and forth across the board, literally turning that garlic into a very, very fine paste. More than halfway through Battle Barramundi, and the dishes are starting to reveal themselves. Iron Chef Flay assembling a parchment-wrapped barramundi fillet topped with anchovy butter. He's also got a cioppino in the works and a mango salsa. Over on the challenger side, Chef Pagano is marinating those barramundi fillets with that miso sake mix. He also has chorizo and green onions cooking in a skillet, and it looks like they've made a mango puree. Wow, are you guys at home keeping up? I'm having a tough time. The action is so fast, and of course it will continue when Iron Chef America returns.
Tuesday nights, clever with all things culinary, Ted Allen brings his eye for good taste to food detectives.
Amazing.
Exposing the truth behind food folklore.
We're answering all the questions you've ever had about food with real science. We cut straight to the truth.
Forever separating food fact from fiction.
How dirty is double dipping? If you swallow chewing gum, does it stay in your stomach for 7 years? We're about to find out.
Conquer your culinary curiosity with Food Detectives. Tuesday nights at 9, 8 Central on Food Network Nighttime.
This is not good. What if I get hurt and can't work? Wait, I have Aflac. They give me cash to help pay for groceries, the car, even the cable bill. Lucky me.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
We all know that birth control pills are 99% effective and can give you shorter, lighter periods. But did you know there's a pill that could do more?
Now there's a pill that goes beyond the rest. It's Yaz, and there's no other birth control like it. Yaz is the only birth control proven to treat the emotional and physical premenstrual symptoms that are severe enough to impact your life. It can also help keep your skin clear. Yaz contains a different kind of hormone that may increase potassium. So you shouldn't take Yaz if you have kidney, liver, or adrenal disease because this could cause serious heart and health problems. Tell your doctor if you're on daily long-term treatment for a chronic condition like cardiovascular disease or chronic inflammatory disease. The pill does not protect against HIV or STDs. Serious risks include blood clots, stroke, and heart attack, so women, especially over 35, shouldn't smoke because it increases these risks. So talk to your healthcare professional
And find out if Yaz is right for you.
At Tuesday Morning, everything is closeout priced. All day, every day. With savings on all the finest brand names you need. So don't waste your money somewhere else when Tuesday Morning has the highest quality at half the price. From luggage to pet supplies to the finest Italian linens. Tuesday Morning, it's the best you can buy for a lot less money.
When it comes to luxury SUV commercials, you'd expect an off-road demonstration in a place you'll never go. You might expect a cliched metaphor for precision handling and another for its powerful yet fuel-efficient V8 engine. Yes, you'd expect a lot from a luxury SUV commercial, but what you wouldn't expect is this. Introducing the Kia Borrego, a new kind of luxury SUV.
Blimey, that towel's dingy. You need cheer with bright clean bleach alternative. Got this one much brighter. Oh, yeah. Oh, my. Your washcloth's dingy too. Oh. Cheer! Fight for the bright!
When they're playing around, you can trust he's on their team. New Quaker Chewy Bars with protein. The tasty granola bar that helps keep them going with 5 grams of protein. New Quaker Chewy Bars with protein.
I grew up surrounded by the restaurant business. My crib was literally next to the dishwashing station. I spent my summers in Italy, jarring tomatoes for the coming year. My father did not want me to be in the restaurant business. He wanted me to be a lawyer, so I became a lawyer, and after 6 months I quit. I had to follow my passion, and law was not it.
If Italy's culinary tradition is calling you, call the Italian Culinary Academy for a free brochure.
I wanted to learn from real master chefs, their secrets, their techniques, and that's why I chose to enroll in the Italian Culinary Academy. The students who choose the academy get something really unique. They're learning the fundamentals in New York, and then they're going to Italy to master those techniques in the land of the cuisine that they love. 3 restaurants in, and I'm still expanding. I have absolutely no regrets. It was the best decision I ever made in my life.
Do you love what you do? Call 877-511-CHEF now for a free brochure on the Italian Culinary Academy.
Welcome back, food fans. This is Iron Chef America, and our challenger today, Chef Pagano, is duking it out with Iron Chef Bobby Flay. The weapon of choice, barramundi. On the challenger side, Chef Pagano has thinly sliced some barramundi medallions, and his sous chefs have cooked up some rice and cut up some lobster tails. Meanwhile, Iron Chef Flay has wrapped some barramundi fillets in parchment paper, and those went in the oven. He also has a piquillo pepper and black olive relish, and for good measure, some tequila and Cointreau standing by. Oh, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
Let's go to Iron Chef Bobby Flay. Neil is breaking down yet another barramundi. Bobby Flay was recently scoring a whole barramundi. And right in front of the challenger, Ralph Pagano, we have that thinly sliced carpaccio or crudo barramundi in a mixture of zest, lime juice, olive oil, salt, and more cilantro.
And even now we're seeing Iron Chef Bobby Flay doing another parchment presentation. Like you say, he scored that whole fish. And now he's laid it out on parchment, seasoned it, and he's put another piece of parchment on top of that. Now he's packing on that mixture. That's just salt and herbs, right, Chef?
Salt, herbs, and egg whites.
by mixing together kosher salt and herbs with egg whites. He's going to be able to put that into the oven. It will set up into a hard dome, kind of like its own little internal oven that will keep the moisture into that fish. Over on the Challenger side, the Challenger is sauteing 2 barramundi fillets that have been seasoned with turmeric, and you can see that turmeric, that bright yellow color, telltale color. He's also cut more barramundi into long strips. That he's marinating in sriracha sauce, and his sous chef John is putting the knife to some lobster tails. Wow, look at those leeks over on the Iron Chef side. They've been poached, baked in a pan with some honey, and now they're going onto the grill. So that honey is going to provide a good bit of browning for those.
On Challenger Pagano's side of the kitchen, John has now pulled out some rice paper and some glass noodles.
Glass noodles and rice paper, both Southeast Asian in origin. On Iron Chef Bobby Flay's side, Gil is using the immersion blender to work on his cioppino. Maybe he's just going to get it down into a looser soup, break up the big pieces, and then leave those chunks in. Some saffron being added to that broth that Iron Chef Bobby Flay was working on. And you can see that liquid automatically turning that deep yellow color. And over on Pagano's side, oh, hey, nice move there, chef. The chinois coming into place. He's straining that mapoy sauce, I believe. Hey, let's take another look at that. Boy, I wonder what week they teach you that in culinary school. Got some pieces of bread and almonds going into those tomatoes and piquillo peppers. Classic ingredients of a romesco sauce.
20 minutes to go.
So 20 minutes left in this competition.
How's the rice? Jasmine's fine, so it's all done.
Battle Barramundi has been pretty fierce, I would say, up to this point. A lot of movement. They've been cooking nonstop every... Oh, look, looks like we got some, maybe some cherry stone clams in a pot over on the Iron Chef side. They're little necks, actually, so it's a slightly different size. You can see, and they're already starting to open up with that heat. And sous chef Brian working on his second compound butter. That must be the tarragon butter he mentioned. There are those drips of the giant perch, the barramundi, that we saw the chef working with earlier. He's now got those sauteing in that nonstick pan with the Southeast Asian hot sauce that he added to that. Hi, kids. Meet the barramundi. This is today's flavor of choice, fish of choice. There's kind of a very old legend about where the barramundi came from. It is said that back in the dream time, it's kind of like biblical times for Aboriginals, away from their village. They broke some kind of law, and the tribesmen chased them and cornered them at the edge of the ocean and attacked them with spears. And the two lovers, having no other way to escape, had to jump in the water and become fish. And they became barramundi, and these massive spikes that rise up on the back of the fish supposedly are a representation of the spears that hit them as they jumped into the water. I don't know if it's true, but it makes for a gosh darn good love story. Let's go back to the action. Kevin, catch me up on what's been happening.
We have 2 different types of barramundi on the cooktop right now, Alton. That citrus barramundi, the crudo as we were calling it, and the miso glazed barramundi.
In the Iron Chef's kitchen, some mussels going into that cioppino that we saw Neil blending up earlier.
Alden, coconut milk.
There's the coconut milk. Coconut milk's in the water.
Again.
Boy, that Chef Pagano sure knows how to make a host feel special.
Coconut milk is in the water.
Iron Chef Bobby Flay working with some sourdough bread and olive oil straight on the grill.
We see Chef Pagano flipping some banana leaves on the griddle. We'll have to see what he's going to use those for. He's cut them into some mighty thin strips. The Challenger obviously picking up the pace physically, moving those leaves over. Iron Chef Bobby Flay seems very content with where he is at this point in the battle. Smooth movement. We see him adding some butter to that saffron sauce he was building. Brilliant orange. You can still see the little pieces of saffron floating in there.
Also just added some small pieces of barramundi to that cioppino.
Barramundi and the cioppino.
15 minutes to go.
With only 15 minutes to go, we're heading into the home stretch here in Battle Barramundi. We have got Iron Chef Bobby Flay packing a whole fish in salt, herbs, and egg white dome and sliding that into the oven. Sous Chef Brian whips up that tarragon butter, and Sous Chef Neil adds some clams and mussels to the cioppino. Over on the Challenger side, Chef Pagano making a show of adding coconut milk to the fumet, while his Sous Chef Scott tends to some turmeric seasoned fillets, and Sous Chef John breaks out some rice paper and glass noodles, continuing the Challenger's Southeast Asian theme. Whose cuisine will reign supreme? Chef Pagano, Iron Chef Flay? I don't know. Find out when Iron Chef America returns. One Iron Chef who thirsts to discover our secret ingredient will enter the heat of battle here in Kitchen Stadium.
An hour of culinary combat so real you can taste it. Iron Chef America, all new episode tomorrow night at 9/8 Central on Food Network Nighttime.
What makes a Hershey's bar pure? Pure simplicity.
You see the difference and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing
happiness.
I'll stop the world and melt with you.
Pure, delicious chocolate. Pure Hershey's.
What do you think I should pay for my deductible? Do you think like $250, $500? Hi. What do you think? $500, $250? Collision? Comprehensive? I don't even know what it means. Do you even know what that means?
Number 39.
Is a $1,000 deductible too high?
Number 40.
Hi. Maybe you can help me.
You know that place where lots of questions meets nobody seems to know?
I'm so there.
You like answers? Get advice and savings from a State Farm agent. Call, click, or visit and switch.
I asked my State Farm agent.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Dentists, I'll tell you that acid wear is a growing problem. Acidic drinks can soften the enamel of the tooth. And once it's gone for good. Using a product like Sensodyne Pronamel can really help. It's been specially developed to reharden softened enamel.
Chocolate Silk is what brought me to Silk. It's creamy, it's tasty, it's fantastic. It's a great healthy alternative for me.
Silk has soy protein, antioxidants, and omega-3s, plus all the calcium and vitamins A and D of milk. Silk. Take a step forward.
So cute. Be $219.
Now how much are they?
That doesn't work here.
The Easy button can save you lots of money, but only at Staples. Save big on back to school with these amazing prices. Staples, that was easy.
Fiber has never looked better. All natural Benefiber, the first fiber supplement that's tasteless and dissolves completely. It makes taking fiber easier. Benefiber, improve the fiber of your being.
Goodness, to get rid of those dingies, you're going to need Cheer Bright Clean.
What?
Your socks are terribly dingy.
Dingy.
From the Latin, dingetta, meaning the yucky filth that's deep down in your fabrics.
Yeah.
Not to worry. Look how Cheer's Bright Clean Bleach Alternative brightened this little darling. Now, what about your underpants?
My underpants?
Cheer Bright Clean, fight for the bright!
Hi kids, welcome back to Kitchen Stadium. This is Iron Chef America Battle of Barramundi. The action is heating up as the clock ticks down. Let's get back to it. We still have a lot of cooking to go. The dishes are definitely taking shape. Chef Pagano has a barramundi fumet, some sort of crudo preparation. Barramundi strips doused in sriracha sauce. And the Iron Chef is baking a whole fish that's been salt-crusted. There's a beautiful cioppino, some barramundi topped in anchovy butter and wrapped in parchment paper, romesco sauce, and a roasted tomatillo sauce. They see that Chef Flay has claimed the Cointreau and the tequila and a grapefruit. And all I know is I want to party with him because I think that sounds like a pretty gosh darn good combination. The challenger, he is a plating. 10 minutes, 30 seconds left. We already see that banana leaf is down on the plate. Kevin, what you got?
On the challenger side, the wok has got a combination of lobster, carrot, green and red pepper, onions, and asparagus. Ralph, our challenger, has indeed plated his crudo and working on his second plating right now as we speak. Let's look at Bobby Flay's side. Brian is deveining some shrimp, and Neil is working on a potato and horseradish crust. It's being sauteed crust side down right now. Of course, there's some barramundi in there as well. On Ralph's side of the kitchen, John is also working with some rice paper right now. He's going to be stuffing those with barramundi, vermicelli, and some fresh mint and some fresh mango.
Excellent. Ralph's second plate with the banana leaf is that miso braised barramundi from that yellow miso that he had made earlier. He has now 2 plates out, the barramundi miso and the crudo.
Iron Chef Bobby Flay also has his tequila, grapefruit, and the Cointreau very close to his side. So could be a drink, or he's trying to get the barramundi drunk.
We see that marinated barramundi over there on the grill being handled by sous chef Brian. The challenger, Chef Pagano, tightening up the speed and the volume on the performance of his guys, saying let's go. He's cleaning up the station, getting organized, getting ready for the plating that is soon to come.
Fish, please. Fish for the rice.
He's got some oil in a nonstick pan, so he's going to be doing some last-minute in here.
What?
How many filet?
Right now I need 1, but I'm going to need 4 total.
Okay. Chef Pagano calling for the things that he knows he needs. And what he needs right now is to be thinking about plating. We're looking at 6 minutes, 50 seconds. We're now under the 7-minute mark on Battle Barramundi.
Go, I need it now.
Skin on or skin off?
I want to talk about it. Let's go.
Those shrimp have now been added to the clams on Bobby Flay's side of Kitchen Stadium. Cooked separately, brought together.
So that's the cioppino.
And Bobby's going after that salt crust right now, Alton.
We're now looking at that salt dome fish. The egg whites in that salt mixture have set, creating a hard crust on that fish. We can see Iron Chef Flay peeling away the brown parchment paper from around that. On the challenger's side, there we see now the spring rolls, little spring rolls wrapped up in those rice paper. Summer rolls.
Scott on Ralph's side of Kitchen Stadium. Scott has to break down one more barramundi. Apparently they're short one fillet.
Short one fillet. A fillet has gone missing?
No, I just think they've miscounted. Time.
Okay. Time is 5 minutes, 45 seconds, Chef. They've got some last-minute cooking to do, and they better get it done. We see the challenger seasoning the fish with some salt. The chairman doing that walk that he does when a battle's starting to wrap up. It's almost like he's playing the game in his mind of watching how strategies unfold. Big fire over on Iron Chef Bobby Flay's side.
Dude, what are you doing?
Getting that grill hot. Some oil obviously got down into those gas bars, and it's creating a little bit of flame. And some barramundi goes down. So far, what are we looking at? We've got the cioppino with the barramundi, mussels, clams, shrimp in that. I'm figuring that for his first or second course. That'll probably be followed by that salt-encrusted barramundi, and that's what I'm thinking the saffron sauce is going to go. On the challenger side, we've got the miso barramundi, the crudo, and the barramundi summer roll. There we see those fillets. They were very quickly cooked in oil in that nonstick skillet. And that's some of the glaze going down. That's, I believe, some of that, my boy, our Chef Bobby Flay, now unwrapping his tapio, uncrimping, taking a look in to see how the doneness is on that fish. Going to serve that as it is, au naturel, right on that paper. Beautiful shot of that. Beautifully done fish, obviously very succulent, and those tomatoes, that cherry tomato mixture that he was working on with mint and parsley, going down right on top of that. Who doesn't get any more honest than that? 3 minutes remaining in the battle. Over on the challenger side, we see Chef Pagano placing those turmeric-seasoned fillets in that soup bowl. We can assume the fumet is going in there as well. Wow, looks like that one pan is starting to burn. We see that infusion. Looks like that saute pan was coming very close to burning that one side of fish. He's playing a dangerous game there.
Time.
Time, 2 minutes, 15 seconds.
I need a sheet pan right
2
now.
2 minutes.
Hang on, Bobby. Not in 5 minutes. Here we go. Get it out of there, please.
Bobby's just plating his grilled Yucatan barramundi with the tomatillo sauce.
Is that also getting the mango salsa?
I think that is right now, yes.
Because that hasn't gone down anywhere. So I think we've made sense of his dishes. He's got the marinated grilled barramundi, the barramundi fillet wrapped in parchment, the cioppino with barramundi, and the salt-crusted barramundi, and we still have one to go. 1 minute, 56. Less than 2 minutes left here in Battle Barramundi, and there is an awful lot of cooking still taking place. The challenger has got 3 dishes in the works, and sauce is being built in the plate. 2 dishes left to go. Challenger working on one now, and we still haven't seen the fumet. Gonna make it? Hard to say.
I need the romesco sauce.
Romesco, right? He's calling for his romesco sauce. That a very famous Spanish sauce built upon peppers. Very fiery, kind of a Spanish marinara sauce. And he just added that to his potato-crusted barramundi fillet. We see that custard ring being removed from the lobster fried rice. And it looks like the barramundi fillet with the my ploy glaze is going down on top of that. And now he's dotting that off with sauce. We've got 60 seconds left in this competition. Some beautiful plating's being done. We've got the glazed barramundi with lobster fried rice, barramundi summer roll, the miso barramundi, and the crudo. Fumet, however, still missing in action.
Give me, here, put a little ice in.
Under 40 seconds now.
Get the shot glass.
Stuff needs to start showing up. Iron Chef Bobby Flay now doing his final huddling. He's got his muddler there. And one side of what is a Boston shaker, I believe. And he's made himself a dandy looking little beverage there. I don't know where that is going to go in these last moments of this battle. If it hasn't happened, it's not going to happen. And there is that fumet. Chef Pagano's found his last dish right in the nick of time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Battle Barramundi is history. Put him down and walk away. Wow. Battle Barramundi is over. And gosh darn it, I'm whipped.
What's more difficult, facing this guy in Kitchen Stadium or doing one of those 200-person clam bakes you're famous for?
I take the clam bake any day.
All right, Alton, back to you.
The judgment approaches when Iron Chef America returns.
You love Pat and Gina Neely down home.
But sometimes our appetites are too big to keep in the kitchen.
So we're hitting the road. A new primetime series, Road Tasted with the Neelys. Tuesday nights at 9:30, 8:30 Central on Food Network Nighttime.
What do you want as your reward?
I want to take all my ladies out to a really nice dinner. Hey! My daddy's gonna sit right between.
Hello, hello. Chase Freedom introduces rewards points you can use like cash to get anything you want.
I want a new house. For Rufus. Oh, Rufus, what kind of house would suit you?
With the Chase Freedom credit card, use your points to get any item, any place. Freedom matters. Chase what matters.
Sometimes I think grown-ups have more fun than kids. They get to do cool stuff, like go on cruises.
And ride motorcycles.
Yeah, grown-ups have it made. They get to play whenever they want.
Play whenever you want. AARP can help. Learn more at thenewaarp.org.
Imagine all the possibilities for your next painting project. Now imagine saving up to 25% too. This Thursday through Monday, you'll find incredible savings at your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams paint store. Save up to 25% on exceptional paints, stains, wall coverings, and everything you need to complete your decorating project. But don't wait. You only have 5 days to save, only at Sherwin-Williams. For painting, decorating, and great savings.
Fiber has never looked better. All natural Benefiber, the first fiber supplement that's tasteless and dissolves completely. It makes taking fiber easier. Benefiber, improve the fiber of your being.
Hey, that ice cream looks just like you.
No, it doesn't. Maybe a little. New M&M's ice cream treats.
Every day, people with type 2 diabetes are doing more to find a healthy balance with diet, exercise, and the once-daily pill, Januvia. Januvia is different and works in 2 ways. It helps your body increase the insulin made in your pancreas and decrease sugar made in your liver to lower blood sugar. Plus, Januvia is not likely to cause weight gain. Januvia should not be used in patients with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis and has not been studied with insulin. Your doctor may perform blood tests periodically to check your kidneys. If you have kidney problems, a lower dose may be prescribed. Tell your doctor right away and stop taking Januvia if you have an allergic reaction that causes swelling of the face, mouth, or throat, or affects your breathing or causes rash or hives. Side effects may include upper respiratory infection, stuffy or runny nose, and sore throat and headache. Using Januvia and a sulfonylurea together may cause low blood sugar. To reduce this risk, your doctor may prescribe a lower dose of the sulfonylurea. So talk to your doctor about a different way. Januvia.
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea, yeah. Pepto-Bismol, yeah.
When it comes to your stomach problems, all you need to know is Pepto.
Welcome back, food fans. Battle Bear Monday is over. The judging is on its way. But before we can get into that, we need to go over some rules of the house. And to give us those, we're going to go to Kevin Brosh.
Absolutely, Alton. Here's how it all goes down. Each judge can award a chef up to 20 points, with 10 points possible for taste, 5 points for plating design, how they've laid out their food for presentation to the judges, and as many as 5 points for their originality in the use of today's secret theme ingredient. And may the best chef prevail.
Kevin, man, that was beautiful. Oh, well, let's go up and get the judging underway.
Chef Pagano, it was very exciting to watch your work today.
Thank you very much.
How would you describe your style?
Well, since these are domesticated fish, but in origin they are from Australia, we decided to keep the preparations of Southeast Asia, Thailand, giving a little flair to the dishes.
Shall we begin?
Yeah. This dish right here is a barramundi miso. We used sake, sugar, yellow miso, cooked it down, chilled it, submerged the fish, then roasted in the oven with the miso glaze. There's a little mango puree, little cilantro oil, working with the fish and its natural environment.
I think the fish is beautifully cooked, and I'm a fan of a miso preparation with fish, so I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I like the presentation. I think it's quite beautiful. The fish is perfectly cooked. I enjoy it very much.
Thank you.
For me, I'm afraid the fish is a little bit too cooked. I actually like my fish rarish. And for me, it's too sweet. I'm so sort of disappointed.
Okay.
I agree with Gail on the sweetness part. That kind of ends up being the star. When you said you wanted it in its natural state, you know, the star is really the miso and the sugar in this case.
Next course. Thank you. For our next course, we have a walkabout barramundi soup. We took the meat and making a barramundi fumet, fish stock. To that, we added coconut milk And if you open up the lids of your little surprises, you'll see the barramundi is also in there with some shiitake mushroom, fingerling potato, a little bit of onion, very soupy.
You know, it's good when no one wants to stop.
All right.
I love the different textures in this soup. The mushroom and the potato, the fish and the cilantro. But most of all, I love the coconut milk. The smell of it is so wonderful.
Thank you.
May I ask, why do you call it a walkabout?
Well, Australia, when you go for a walkabout, you go out into the woods and you come back with something. I came up with a pot of soup.
Ah, my kind of woods.
All right. Third dish, we did a barramundi summer roll. Rice paper inside, vermicelli glass noodles that have been cooked. The barramundi, which have been marinated in sake and sriracha. There is some dipping sauce. That's just a chive soy sauce in that sidecar. And it's a vanilla basil mirin, which has been brought down. It is sweet, so if you don't like sweet, please don't dip that.
You know, you undersold the vanilla, and it was.
He was afraid of Gale, is all.
You know, don't. You know, you did the right thing. I thought it was good.
Thank you.
I like the summer roll. I love the aftertaste, the pepper that hits you at the very end. But I do think this tastes like a melted lifesaver.
Oh, Gale.
I'm sorry.
Play nice.
This dish is a crudo, which is a marinated fish, Italian style. We've got some lemon, lime, and orange juices. The fish just to be cooked through from the acid, but to be served and eaten in a raw state. Underneath sits a marinated fennel salad with red pepper, little red onion, fresh basil, parsley. No sugar on this dish.
There was talk at the judges' table when we first saw the barramundi that we were hoping that someone would do a ceviche or a crudo, because when are you ever going to have fish fresher than that? This is beautiful Italian food at its absolute best, where it's simple, everything's perfectly fresh, it's crispy, it's flavorful. I adore it. It's fabulous.
Beautiful. I'm glad you like it.
Well, Chef, you've got a dish to win me. This is definitely incredibly tart. I love the citrus flavors, and I think it did look very beautiful when you presented it.
For the last dish, we have a seared barramundi. It's got a spicy glaze to it. It also has lobster fried rice. There's a little pineapple in there. There's asparagus in there. Ginger, scallion, garlic, soy sauce.
Right.
There's also some spicy sriracha if the heat isn't there enough for you for the fish. But I like to dish this to have a little fire going on for it.
You really done a nice job with that sweet and hot in a very kind of traditionally Asian way, and you know, with the nice balance of crunch in the vegetables that are in the rice. I wouldn't have missed the lobster, you know, and it was a bit overcooked for my liking, but it was good.
Thanks.
Well, I hate to be so nice all the time, but so I won't. No, I really enjoyed it. I liked the glaze, and the sriracha sauce gave it just that nice sort of like garlicky chili kind of punch that contrasted with the sweetness perfectly for me. So I think it rocks.
This is my favorite dish.
Excellent. Well, good to finish on the good.
Yeah, nice balance.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job, Ralph.
Iron Chef Flay, it's always an honor to watch you work.
Thank you, Chairman.
What was your inspiration for today's secret ingredient?
Well, you know, barramundi is not a fish that I have a lot of experience with. And so I sort of related it to dishes I could do with red snapper.
Shall we begin?
Okay, sure. So this dish is a San Francisco-style cioppino, which is a tomatoey, garlicky, slightly spicy broth. In this case, I used fish stock in with the tomatoes. And we use the bones from the barramundi to also add some of the barramundi flavor. And then it's served with clams, mussels, and some shrimp. And we put some grilled sourdough crouton in there with some tarragon.
I enjoyed it. I mean, kind of just taught me about cioppino. I was a little ignorant to that. So if I saw this served to me at a restaurant, I'd be excited. I thought the plating was great. It was fun.
Thank you.
I don't have a lot of experience with cioppino. It's a little bit tomatoey and rich and sweet for me. But I have to say that all the seafood in it was beautifully cooked, so I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Well, I think this is a really elegant version of cioppino, very rich. Some rich fishermen could put this together. I thought the fish was perfect. It's very rare to get a fish stew or soup anywhere in a restaurant where the seafood isn't overcooked. So I say that this is a real plus.
Thank you. Okay, the next one is a Yucatan marinade. This one has red chilies and citrus on top of the fish, grilled. There's a mango salsa on top with some cilantro and red onions. Underneath is a roasted tomatillo sauce that has a little bit of chipotle in it. And the sort of cocktail next to it is a fresh Texas grapefruit and tequila shooter with a little fresh mint.
It's lovely. It's sort of like a classic combination of flavors I would expect from your palate, and yet it's got a couple of surprises in it. It doesn't feel like you're so unfamiliar with this piece of fish. Oh, and I haven't even... Now I really like it. You guys should always serve us a shot with each dish.
I agree.
The spicy heat and just a touch of sweetness. The mango is both tangy and sweet at the same time. The fish is beautifully cooked, and I didn't need this, actually, to like it. But I'm happy to have it.
Thank you. This is a potato and horseradish crusted barramundi. On top is a relish made with piquillo peppers and black olives, and we served it with a little bit of romesco sauce.
All evening I've been waiting to finally bite into a piece of this barramundi with some crunch, and it came. It's just exciting, the contrast, the texture of the filet against that potato, and it lets the barramundi be the star.
Thank you.
Well, I love romesco sauce, and I think this is a wonderful version. And the peppers on the fish are just have a lot of pizzazz and a lot of flavor.
Thank you. I love anchovies. And this is a really good way to sneak anchovies in on your friends. So I made a butter with anchovies and wrapped it in parchment paper. It's a really great way to cook things because it steams it. It's healthy, even though there's a little bit of butter on there.
A little bit.
Wait.
He smirked when he said that.
And the relish on top sort of freshens it up. It's cherry tomatoes with fresh mint and parsley and some balsamic vinegar. But the main ingredient, besides the barramundi, is the anchovies.
I think this is great because the freshness of those herbs really does just cut freshly right into that rich butteriness. Like a great dish.
Thank you.
Well, I hate to sound like a broken record, but I love this dish. And I love the smell of the butter, and I agree that the vinegar and the herbs cut into it in a way that is just really magical.
Thank you. This is a whole roasted barramundi in a salt crust. It's kosher salt, some water, and some egg whites, and then some herbs. And what I did was I actually put some parchment paper in between the fish and the salt just to make sure that it didn't get too salty. I just seasoned the fish with some pepper, and of course, I don't think it's going to need salt, but let's see.
I have never had a fish cooked in salt that wasn't too salty and wasn't overcooked.
Well, let's see what happens.
I love your idea of putting the parchment to keep the salt from soaking in.
Yeah, smart.
And that sauce is just wonderful. The use of orange in the saffron sauce, it's beautiful. And the color is amazing.
Thank you.
You know, for me, this was like the quintessential dish of the night. You know, it was Jordan, circa 86, 87, free throw line. Just the star was the fish, 100%. I love seeing a whole fish served. The only thing that could have been better is if you would have served the whole fish to me.
Always wonderful, Iron Chef.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it.
The verdict when Iron Chef America returns.
Ever wonder if an apple a day really keeps the doctor away? If there's any truth to the 5-second rule?
The biggest mysteries in food are finally revealed. Want the results? Join me, Ted Allen, for Food Detectives. Tuesday nights at 9 on Food Network Nighttime.
When it comes to luxury SUV commercials, you expect certain things. You expect to see a well-appointed interior with navigation system, rear camera display, widescreen monitor, and maybe even a metaphor for its 10-speaker Infinity sound system. Yes, you'd expect a lot from a luxury SUV commercial, but what you wouldn't expect is this. Introducing the Kia Borrego, a new kind of luxury SUV.
This is Ocean Spray Cranberry Juice Cocktail. It's packed with powerful nutrients that cleanse and purify your body and help strengthen your immune system. And here's something new, Cranergy Energy Juice Drink from Ocean Spray. The great taste of cranberries, naturally energizing green tea, and B vitamins.
It's a good-for-you kind of energy that helps you get stuff done.
How about we call it a day?
New Cranergy from Ocean Spray, a natural way to energize.
Fiber has never looked better. All natural Benefiber, the first fiber supplement that's tasteless and dissolves completely. It makes taking fiber easier. Benefiber, improve the fiber of your being.
Why should a kid who bedwets feel any different than a kid who doesn't. Now there's Underjams, absorbent nightwear that helps give kids the nighttime protection they need with the privacy they want. Because Underjams fit more like underwear than the other leading disposable underpant. New Underjams by Pampers. Protection made private.
You know him as winner of the next Food Network star. Now meet Big Daddy. He runs the kitchen in this house.
You wonder why I'm getting excited? Look!
You're gonna want what he's got cooking in Big Daddy's house.
That's what I'm talking about.
Premieres tomorrow at 1:30, 12:30 Central on Food Network in the kitchen.
One day on vacation, Brian just said, "This is where we belong." We opened the sandbar 3 months later. After Brian died, I thought about moving back, but this is our place.
Insurance from Mutual of Omaha. Begin today.
It's Food Network nighttime.
Hey, what are you doing?
Browsing hillsidehonda.com, checking out the best deals on the latest models.
Why?
Their website is so user-friendly, I can log on, check specials, build my own car, and apply for a loan. I love Hillside Honda.
No, why are you checking out hillsidehonda.com when we're right in front of the showroom?
It's not open yet.
You always buy your things so early?
For deals like this, I do. And Hillside Honda is located right in Queens. Got here in 10 minutes. Gotta go.
Do you mind if,
What, you could have my number?
No, if I could check out hillsidehonda.com.
Hey, I'm Anna, and I'm making a documentary about my life.
Do your thing, Paco. Flip it.
This is way better than reality TV. Because it's 100% me.
¿Bajaste mi música?
Love it. Sergio used it for the film and it rocks.
Loca, te guillaste.
With the speed of Roadrunner, you have the power to be 100% you. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Welcome back to Iron Chef America. Battle Barramundi is over. The judges have done what judges do. The accountants have tabulated the voting. And by the way, about the voting, remember there are 20 possible points here. 10 for taste and flavor, 5 for presentation, and a final 5 for the originality of the dish. Now let's go up to the chairman and find out whose cuisine reigns supreme.
Today, two champions met in Battle Barramundi here at Kitchen Stadium. Iron Chef Flay, Chef Pagano. The judges have spoken. And the winner is Iron Chef Flay.
There is no doubt that these fierce competitors literally wrestled with a very challenging ingredient today, but in the end, home kitchen advantage won out, resulting in a clear victory for Iron Chef Bobby Flay. Well, the chairman promised us a Tokyo-style take-this-take-down culinary death match, and boy, howdy did he deliver. Right down to the ferocious fighting fish, which are, of course, traditional for that kind of match. For Iron Chef Bobby Flay, victory is, of course, sweet. As for Chef Pagano, I offer an ancient Chinese proverb. Defeat isn't bitter if you don't swallow it. I'm Alton Brown, and on behalf of Kevin Brosh, the chairman, and everyone here at Kitchen Stadium, I bid you good eating.
On this episode of